and it's been one more time around the sun for this old planet Earth. And I welcome you to the year 2022. And I'm glad that you're joining me, lead night sky ranger Jeff, for What's Up in the Sky in January 2022. Mercury is now a planet best viewed this month as it climbs higher in the sky, rising well to the east of the Sun by 19 degrees, its furthest elongation on the 7th. Shining at a magnitude of minus 0.5, it will be brilliant. By the 14th, though, it will be almost an entire magnitude dimmer, and by the 17th, it will only shine at magnitude 1.7. Still, you will need a good western view to see it. Venus sets about 60 minutes after the Sun, so at best you will only have a few minutes of semi-brightness to observe it. On the 1st it will only be 5 degrees above the horizon. It will then disappear until mid-month when it will reappear as a morning star rising before sunrise. By the end of the month it will be about 12 degrees above the eastern horizon, 45 minutes or so before sunrise. The January moon should present a very clear view. On the 13th, look for the crater Kepler. It is a deep and prominent crater slightly to the east of the center of the moon on its equator. Most likely it was a head-on collision that caused the crater. View it on subsequent nights to see its shifting form and the rays of its debris field, which reaches southeast down into the crater Enki. Mars is now a morning planet, rising around 6 a.m. all month and beginning to brighten. We will be catching up to it all year until we reach closest point of approach at the end of the year. At 4 arcseconds, it is way too small to discern anything but a red dot. Ceres is still a great object to observe. It lies just to the south of Messier number 45, the Pleiades, or Seven Sisters, or Naughty Boys. In Taurus, the Bull. It shows up quite well in astrophotography, moving discerningly. But to the naked eye observer, you will need a couple of nights to observe the star that moved. Another object is 44 Nyssa, moving across NGC 1647 from January 28th to February 3rd. Nyssa and NGC 1647 lie to the northwest of the Hyades cluster, almost directly west of Ceres. You should be able to notice visually its movement within 3 hours or so. Jupiter is getting lower and lower in the sky. On the 1st it will be about 30 degrees high in the southwest. A fairly good western view is needed though. On the 5th, watch for the transit of Ganymede's shadow. The event will last until 9:50 p.m. when Jupiter disappears over the horizon. Ganymede itself will be slightly to the west of the giant planet. On the 12th, both Ganymede and Callisto will transit Jupiter. Callisto starts at 1722 or 5:22 p.m. and Ganymede at 1850 or 6:50 p.m. Saturn is fast disappearing into the glow of sunset. On the 4th it will be near the moon. By the 20th it will be 5 degrees above the horizon, 30 minutes after sunset at a magnitude 0.7, probably lost in the glow of the sun to the observer. Uranus is easily viewable, lying some 60 degrees above the horizon after sunset in Aries the Ram. At a magnitude of 5.8, even a small pair of binoculars can reveal its turquoise disk. Its 4 arcsecond disk means that it is near impossible to discern any detail. Not that the ice gas giant has much to reveal anyway. Neptune, yet further away in distance, is dimmer at a magnitude of 7.8, and a small telescope or good binoculars can review its blue disk. Find it about 45 degrees above the horizon to the southwest. Catch it in the early evening as it sets around 2100 or 9 p.m. Its tiny 2 arcsecond disk won't reveal anything more than a dot, but still it is likely the hardest planet to find or observe. The quadrantins arrive from the area of Bootes, the goat's herder, also known as the Kite. They are active from the 28th of December to the 12th of January. Peak time is on the 3rd. Best time to view is in the early morning pre-dawn hours. This shower is caused by the debris field left by Comet 2003 EH. A new moon should guarantee a good view if the weather cooperates. Just so you are aware, Connecticut gets about 4 clear nights per month, although from personal experience I have lately been going 4 to 6 weeks between clear night skies, and even then unexpected clouds have appeared. This relates to a realistic 12% chance of actually getting observing it, which is why we schedule so many observing events in the hopes that we will get lucky. Comet C 2021 Leonard is still viewable, but fading to 12th magnitude by the end of the month. As always, consult the Minor Planet Center for coordinates. However, another comet is now viewable in small telescopes, 4 inches or 114 millimeter. Comet Borrelly is in Cetus, the Whale. You will need a 6-inch, 154 millimeter telescope at least 100 power to discern any detail. Recall that magnification is the focal length of the telescope divided by the focal length of the lens. Thus, a 1200 millimeter focal length scope with a 10 millimeter focal length lens would yield 1200 divided by 10 or 120 power. This comet is a repeat visitor discovered in 1904 by Alphonse Borrelly. Because it travels near Jupiter, the planet's gravity pulls at the comet's orbit, perturbating it slightly and thus changing its orbit and arrival time to the inner solar system. Our constellation of the month is Orion the Hunter. This constellation holds several very famous objects: Betelgeuse, Alpha, which is a red supergiant variable star, and M42, the Great Orion Nebula, one of the most, if not the most, photographed stellar nursery nebula. This awesomely beautiful nebula is easily viewable even with a small telescope, but also check out the other areas around Orion's sword and belt. So here is this month's orrery, and this is the list of events for the month. So go outside, brave the cold weather, enjoy the crisp, clean skies, and enjoy the night.